Hello everyone and welcome to session 97. I am Brianna and I am the dyer, designer, and human behind the Little Wolf Knits and this YouTube channel, and I am so happy to be here with you today. It is a bit of a change of scenery, a change of day. It is Wednesday, July 30th, and it is 9 a.m., which is long before I usually record these, but I'm in not so sunny, kind of overcast, Southern California. So we're on Pacific time, so it's really like lunchtime. But I'm here. I'm safe and sound. If you want to hear all about what's been happening, make sure you stay to the end and stick around to hear my life updates. But I have been working on lots of stuff. I have some fun updates, exciting news to share. So I figured I would come and record a podcast. Figured I would come sit outside because, I don't know, it's a pretty nice view. I don't know if you could see. I don't think you can. The mountains over there. They're off camera. It's hard to see my phone. But yeah, let's just jump right into it. It's actually kind of chilly here. So let's talk about what I'm wearing. It is only 63 degrees here, and it's pretty chilly. It's not very humid. There's a cool breeze, and no, it's not from the storm tsunami that rolled in. It was like this yesterday. It warms up a lot by like midday afternoon, but right now it's pretty chilly. So I am wearing a knitted shirt and it doesn't feel like enough. This is my twisted t-shirt. This is my first ever garment pattern. It's so cute. I wear this a lot. This is Chicago and this is low tide, both on my sunfish base. Super cute, ultra sort of crop. Love it. And it is perfect for weather like this. That is unfortunately all that I'm wearing knit-wise, although it's cool enough that I probably could have worn some other knitted items, but that's all I brought with me to wear for today. I actually brought a lot of knitting and knitted items with me, but let's just chat about some quick little admin updates. If you are watching this on the day this comes out, which will be Thursday, tomorrow, there's still one more day, but for most of you, by the time you're watching this, the Hot Stitch Summer Mal will be ending on August 1st. I cannot believe time went so quickly. It's kind of wild to me. It feels like it was just like yesterday that we started this mal, but it was 12 weeks ago, and we are wrapping things up. There will be one final wrap-up post that I'll be sharing on Instagram this coming Monday, maybe like August 2nd, 3rd, 4th, I think, without looking at a calendar. So make sure if you've been following along that you're following myself and Chelsea of Knitting Tipsy and entering for your last chance to win a prize for this mal. Wild. So fun. I can't believe another year is down and in the books. The other admin update that I have to share is that I actually have a pattern releasing. I'll insert a picture of it here. My 7th Av split hem tank will be releasing during the month of August. My hope is that it will be releasing August 9th. But I am traveling, so it might not get done. We'll see how it goes. But I'm hoping that we'll be able to release it. If not the 9th, it'll be the following week by like the middle of August. And it is perfect because while it technically is a sleeveless top, it's a tank, what I would call a tank. It is a bit wider, so it's like perfect for work. Really nice to transition us into the fall and perfect for layering. Some of my testers have already been layering it and it looks so good. Chef's kiss. So keep your eye out for that. Make sure you're following me on Instagram at The Little Wolf Knits, and make sure you're on my newsletter if you want to be the first to hear about any new patterns or new exciting things coming up. That's all I have for admin updates, so let's just chat about what I finished. I have finished something, although I don't actually have it here with me, so again, I'll maybe insert a picture. I think I took a video clip, so maybe you'll see a video clip right now. But before we left, I finished my C Street dress, my second sample. It looks so good. I worked it up in Marina Grande on my sunfish base, and I love everything about it. The fit is amazing. I wove it on my ends, but I haven't blocked it yet. If you stuck around for life, I actually don't know. I think I shared this last week. We had a flood in our basement, and so they ended up having to gut everything. And I didn't really have, didn't want to add extra moisture to the situation by having a wet garment laying in my home for several days. But I didn't really have a place to lay it out because downstairs is usually where I do all my yarny stuff. I figured since I was traveling, I wasn't taking it with me anyway. So I'll just block it when I get back. But for now, it's so good. I love it so much. But all of my focus did go to finishing that. So I don't really have any other finished objects. I do have one that I would have called a finished object like last week, but I've continued to work on it. So now I'm throwing it back in the whip pile. So let's just go ahead and talk about those things that I've been working on. The first thing that I've been working on, you've seen before, but it looks quite different. You actually haven't seen it in this form at all. It's in my Songbird handmade bag, and inside I have one very getting flat and one not yet broken into cake of yarn. This is my River Run colorway on my sunfish base. So pretty. I have 2 skeins of this with me and wound up. I do have a 3rd skein from the same dye lot at home in case I need it, but I didn't want to bring 3 skeins of yarn with me if I wasn't sure that I was going to need it. So my plan is, I guess I'll show you what I'm making with it. I am making my Street Garter sweater light. So this is a fingering weight garment. It is gorgeous and squishy garter. And it is basically the fingering weight version of the Street Garter sweater that we put out last year, I think. Was that the beginning? It might have been this year. It might have been February. And it fits so well. It's so beautiful. Everyone immediately wanted a fingering weight version. And I said, don't worry. It's already on the books for the fall. So I have worked the back panel. I've worked the fronts. Finished the front panel, joined in the round, and I'm now just kind of cruising in the round. I love the way the yarn is pulling. It looks really cool on the screen. It's much more subtle in real life, but I think it's pretty cool. And my plan is to get to a length that I think I'm going to want for the body, maybe before the ribbing, because this has a thick, I think 4 inches of ribbing at the bottom. So I might work to that point. I think, and maybe I'll do that. I don't know when I'll do that. I'm going to pick up, I'm making a mess, from the same skein, maybe the outside edge. I'm going to pick up and, I don't know what I'm doing here. Work the neckband ribbing, because that would be nice to have done, so then I can make sure the top fits the way I want it to. Let me see, is that the right way? There we go. Make sure everything fits the way I want it to before I finish it. And then I'm going to start working a sleeve with this skein. And I'm going to work one at a time. So if I only get through one sleeve, that's okay. I can figure out yardage. I can make sure all my instructions are okay. And then I can like pretty much get this ready for testing if I start the second sleeve. Even if I don't totally finish the length of the second sleeve, it should be good. But I'm really excited. I love this color so much. And yeah, this is definitely getting the majority of my focus, because I'm really excited about it. And this is going to be a design, hopefully, that is ready to come out in October. If I can keep a good pace and get it done in the next week or so, by the beginning of August, pretty much get it into testing by the second week of August. So we'll see on that, TBD. I do have one other whip that I have been working on a fair amount. I actually didn't spend too much time on it, but I got a lot done, and you haven't seen this yet. This is in my horse feather fiber bags. I had these in my shop for a little while. I bought a bunch and we sold them and designed them, and this cow print is everything. And this was born last week when we were going to a movie on Thursday, and I didn't have anything good to work on. I didn't have enough of that back panel left to feel secure just bringing that. So what did I do? What you always do. And I grabbed a skein of yarn and said, this will be perfect for Michael's birthday. So let me just pick out yarn that I want to use for him. So I found a skein of self-striping yarn I got recently. I actually showed you all this. This is from Nomadic Yarns, and it's a trusty sock base. The colorway is Mountain Sound. I think this is an Outlander colorway. It's 75-25, 462 yards, and my cake is getting pretty funny. It is a self-striping yarn, and you will see how much work I've done on it. I actually turned a heel, and I'm on the leg. So I finished the toe before, right as we were getting into the movie. I think I finished the last round during the previews and worked up to here probably during the movie. Then I didn't touch it. I left it alone, and on the plane, I was like, I don't want to take my sweater out on the plane out to California. I said, let me just work on this until we get up in the air, and then I'll take my sweater out. So I started here, and I worked the entire rest of the foot, the gusset, the heel turn, and then I was like, well, I might as well do the heel flap. So I worked the heel flap, and am now back in the round, ready for the leg. So this is now perfect portable knitting again. The only bad thing is that, one, I didn't weigh this when I got it. So if I assume it's 100 grams, I guess I have to assume it's more than 100 grams, because if it is, then my halfway point is different. So I have to stop using this for this first sock probably around 55 grams. Let's say 58 grams to be safe. But I don't have a scale. So I have to see, I'm staying with my cousin in California, if they have some sort of scale or food scale or something tiny that I could use to weigh this. But I don't really want to waste my time doing that when I'm not there yet. So I should really, we're only here for another few days. I should really be working on this to get the leg done so that I can measure my halfway point. But it's not a main priority. It would be nice to finish these by the time I got home so I could bring them to Michael. So maybe I should make it more of a priority. But I do have a feeling we're going to be doing lots of out and about things in Hawaii when we go there for the next leg of our trip. So I do think I'm going to get more work done in my socks at that point, because this is way more portable, a tinier bag. It's just one skein. I can actually throw this into my clutch, like my purse, if I need to. And by that point, my sweater will be pretty bulky, so I can't imagine working on that out and about. So this should be getting a fair amount of work done. I might even have one sock done by the next time we speak. Depending on when we speak, I might have 2 socks done. So there's that. But those are the only knitting projects I have been working on. However, I do have something else that I've been working on. It was a last minute sort of idea. If you see this bag, you might know what it is. It's my Tanny Casey bag. And the day before we left, I was like, man, I'm really loving spinning. I don't want to not spin for 2.5 weeks. I wonder if I could bring my drop spindle with me. I put a call on Instagram. I asked people, have you spun on planes? I did some Googling. And then I talked to a few friends that actually have the same drop spindle as me, a bosworth. And, so it's a top roll. They have the metal hook at the tip. And I wanted to know, have you traveled with it? What has that looked like? They both said we had absolutely no issue. It was packed with fiber. They didn't even ask us about it. So I decided to bring my drop spindle, and I've gotten so much done. Can you see how big this cop is? This is almost packed full. And this, so I did finish, I had half of this braid. So 2 ounces of this braid split into thirds. I finished 1 full third. This is the second third that I'm working with. And then this is the final third. So based on what I did the first time, hold on. I dropped my little tag. Based on what I did for the first half of this braid, I know I can get about 1.5 of these thirds onto here. So I can get about an ounce onto here. And I'm getting pretty close to that. So I might actually, once I'm done spinning today, think about how I want to wind this off. If I want to like try and just wind a cake like on my thumb of a single, or if I can like wind this into a ball and then kind of once I get home use my bobbin winder to add it to the bobbin I've been making with this fiber. Yeah, I don't know exactly what I'm going to do with this yet, but I'm loving spinning. I'm so glad I brought it, and I think that will be a thing to figure out for today. If you have any suggestions of what to do so my singles don't get all totally twisted and matted and whatnot, let me know, because I might not do it by the time you see this video. And it's always helpful to know for next time. So yeah, keep me posted on any advice there. I have a little bird friend on our glass. We also have lots of hummingbirds here, so I don't know if you can see them, but it's pretty cool. But yeah, let me know if you have any advice, because that is the last whip that I'm actively working on, although I did technically bring a 4th thing. Who am I having 4 items? In case I somehow ran out of knitting or something happened, I brought my 2 skeins of terracotta on sunfish that I wound up to work on a second sample of my 7th Ave split hem tank, but that is definitely not getting priority over these things because these have a deadline that I need to get to. The split hem tank is coming out soon, and it's okay if I'm still working on it after it releases. So that's all that I have worked on. So let's just chat about what's in the shop. We are coming up to a new month. It is almost August 1st, which means lots of new things. I guess not lots, just like one new thing is coming to the shop, but then just an update on the rest of the things. So I don't have them with me, but I do have photos. So it is a new month, which means our series of Unfortunate Yarn Club is rolling into our August colorway, and this one is so good. Technically, if you're watching this on Thursday and you order today, anytime in July, you will still receive July's colorway, which was the Vile Village. However, starting tomorrow, August 1st, we will roll into the next colorway, which is the Hostile Hospital, and it's so good. Let me share a photo. This is so good. This is perfect for heading into fall. Yeah, I'm really, I think this is my favorite of this club that I've done so far. I love the way they're all transitioning. So they have a shared color going through all of them, but then there's another color that I think is kind of fading in and out from one color to the next. I'm making sure there's like a nice transition, and this one is so good. But I also think this one is going to be one that lots of people grab, even if you're not in the club, even if you're not getting other months. You can grab this one just for this month. You can grab it in any quantity. And I think we're going to see a lot of garments in the Hostile Hospital colorway because it's too good. Too good to pass up. Other than that, I think, like I said, we have 1, maybe 2 countdowns from July left. Our Island Girl inspired countdown. I'm so excited. I'm actually thinking when I get home, I might start working. Once I get these, 1, 2, 3 projects off the needles in August, I might start working on my Moana blanket because I have last year's countdown and now this year's countdown, and I think it would be really fun to just get that going as sort of a no commitment on the go project. And maybe it would be done before December, like before Advent season. So that would be really cool to do. So I'm excited for that. We have a few left. If you missed out and you want to grab one, you still can. And then, like I said, it's our last call for the day box or the single skein option called Just the Beginning. It was really good. It seems like you all loved it so much, so that will be retiring until who knows when, along with last year's single skein color, Girl from an Island. So both of those if you want them. It is your last call to get them, because once I get home, I'll be dyeing them up and they will be gone from the site. We also have our October Beetlejuice inspired countdowns, which are really fun. This is your last call for those as well, because they will be getting dyed up as soon as I get home. The single skein will stay open for a little bit longer, and then last year's main skein colorway is available in the shop if you wanted to grab that one as well. That one's called Ghost with the Most, and it's so good. We then have our December super shitty December countdown box, which is our Schitt's Creek inspired countdown through December. This is our 5th year doing it. It's our second to last year, which is kind of wild, but you can grab that for another month or so not a last call quite yet. We also have our summer vacation Italia collection available that will be in the shop through at least the end of August, if not through September, but they're going to be rolling and getting dyed up as soon as I get home. So again, if you want any of those colorways, the sooner you order them, the sooner you'll get them. And then we have something super exciting. I know I've been talking about it, but we have our Wicked mini collection. It's just 4 colorways that were inspired by Wicked, the movie, last year. And we're going to bring those 4 colorways back this month, during the month of August. It'll probably be the second week of August. Or should we do next week? Should we just do it? It'll probably be the second week of August. But those 4 colorways will be back in the shop, so you can grab them to cast something on if you want to make a project to wear to Wicked for Good this November, or maybe you just want to grab some yarn so you can bring it with you and cast on and work on a project during the movie. But then this is just a mini collection. There will be a full collection coming. I'll be sharing the full collection toward the end of the year, because there's some spoilers, and for anyone who doesn't know the full story, I don't want to spoil anything, so we're waiting until after the movie comes out, and I'm so excited. I think that's all that I have to talk about as far as what's in the shop, so let's just chat about life just for a little. Okay, as far as life has been pretty hectic. If you've been around here, if you're on Instagram, you probably heard the water damage that we had in our house and some of the work that is going to have to happen as a result of that. But my sister and I were actually headed out of town. We left poor Michael behind. He was never coming with us, so now he's just, home dealing with our house that's ripped apart. But my sister and I are on our way to Hawaii for a wedding that we have the second week of August. But since we both work remotely and it's a really long flight, we have some family in Southern California. We thought it would be really nice to come see them. They graciously offered us a place to stay. So we actually came out here about 5 days early. We were in Dana Point, California, which is south of Laguna Beach. It is super nice. It's so close to the beach. And we'll be here for just a few more days. Actually, by the time you're watching this, we'll already be gone. And on our way to Hawaii, we are going to Waikiki. So we're flying into Honolulu, going into Waikiki. So yes, if you're putting the pieces together, there was a tsunami warning in Hawaii and an advisory here in California where we are last night. So it was pretty wild. There was a large earthquake, in case you missed it, in Russia, the very eastern sort of remote part of Russia, that then they were expecting tsunamis from. There were tsunami waves. There was a tsunami. I don't know what terminology you want to use there. But we're on watch. Actually, my cousin that we're staying with, her husband is an airline pilot, and he was in Hawaii for a flight and supposed to be coming back yesterday. So he sort of got, I don't want to say stuck, but they grounded out there. So we were talking to him on the ground. We were watching the news. It was pretty scary, actually wild experience. But all is well. Everyone, knock on wood, so far is safe. We're not fully clear of the advisory, and neither is Hawaii, but it seems like all the safety precautions and measures everyone took were worth it, and have kept most people safe. I don't think I've heard of any casualties yet. So very good. We are here for a few more days, just hanging out, like relaxing, working, but hanging out during the day, during the afternoon, during the evening, which is really fun. And just nice to be here. What have I been reading and watching? Last week, Michael and I watched a few things. We watched I Know What You Did Last Summer, and we watched The Home with Pete Davidson, and they were both okay. Nothing like crazy to write home about, but enjoyable movies. I like them. It got me into the mood. I want to watch the original I Know What You Did Last Summer now, but I haven't gotten around to it yet. And then I also, on the plane, I downloaded Sirens and I downloaded The Perfect Couple since I finished reading that book. And I'm halfway through Sirens. It's really good so far. I'm glad I waited till like the hype was kind of died down around it to watch it. And then, yeah, I should finish that here or on the flight home, on the flight to Hawaii, I should say. And then I should finish The Perfect Couple as well. I am still reading the Collectors series, book series. So I read the first one was The Butterfly Garden, then there was something, The Roses of May, maybe. And now I'm reading the third one. I don't even know what the name is. But it's good. I like them. They're kind of slow burns. They're like true crime kind of pieces where there's FBI agents and police agents and then the people who are involved in the situation, the survivors of previous situations. So I kind of like the way they're winding them together, although they're different stories every time so far. So I like that. But we'll see. I don't know what I'm going to read after these. I think I have one more book, so I can't imagine I'll read too much further than that while we're out here. And that's pretty much all that we have going on. Like I said, still figuring out house stuff. For our home that we're currently in, and then our build. Yeah, that's pretty much it. Dyeing yarn, hanging out, enjoying family and friends, and staying safe. So, can you hear the dog next door? I guess that's really all I have to say. I hope that you all are safe and sound wherever you are, and you're finding lots of peace and comfort in your making. Hopefully you're getting to do that as much as you would like. Or at least a little bit. And until next time, hopefully I'll touch base with you next week. But if not, it might be 2 weeks. Until next time, take care of each other. Bye.